Tenerife, 8 days. How much did it cost? Oh, expensive trip this one. I just found this €50 in amongst some old luggage I had in another bag. What a bonus. That's like a lottery bin finding money in the house. Anyway, let's get the pound glasses on. We'll talk about the hotels, the flights. I'll give you my honest opinion if you've missed the reviews on the hotels. Good variety, 4 star, 0 star almost, and hotels and apartments. The flights are a bit more expensive than normal in this one. Right, let's get the glasses on, okay? We can sort my notes here. First of all, I just want to thank everybody so much who's watched the videos. About 70 videos, I think, on that last trip. And at the moment, I think they're just under 600,000 views, which is pretty decent. And some of the videos have done really well, some have completely bombed. So you learn everything when you look at the stats and maybe try and improve them. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I've got a new camera coming. If you're on Facebook, you already know us. Got a few recommendations. That's the DJI Pocket Osmo 2. Really good camera, but not so good in the evening. I've noticed a couple of the evening videos are very poor quality. So I've got a DJI Pocket 3 coming, and we'll see how we go on with that. It will be a learning curve for me, that one. Before I forget, check out James by the Cub, done a wee video with him. I'll leave a link at the end. If you think of starting a YouTube channel, it might interest you. He's got a couple of great channels, so check it out. And he's got a wee pub crawl coming up in Glasgow soon, so check that one out. Anyway, let's go on to the flight prices. The first flight was with Jet2. It wasn't the cheapest flight, but it suited me, and that cost £81.70. I can't remember if I booked a seat or not. I would need to go back and check that. I can't remember if I booked a seat. On the way back, I did book a seat because I was travelling back with family, so I could sit next to wee Polly. You'll see her on the airport video. And that ended up pretty expensive because I booked it the very last minute. I think it was the day before I booked it, or 2 days before. And at one point that flight was like £25, and it went up to I think just over £90. I had to book a bag in because I had a suitcase with me because this was a longer trip. And I booked a seat as well to guarantee I'd be sitting with Paul, Laura and wee Polly. So that total was £129.87. So the total for the flight's return, £211.57. So a wee bit more than I'd normally pay, but the date suited me, and the apartments and the hotels I think worked out pretty good price. So overall, the package deal wasn't bad. Right, let's go on to the first apartments that I stayed in. So I was staying with friends and family in Hollywood Mirage. This was a 2-bedroom apartment. It can sleep, I think, up to 5 people, and there was 4 or 5 of us in it at any point. So let's just divide the price to make it easier for you to understand the cost. We'll divide it by 4, okay? So it was £720. That was booked through the official website at Hollywood Mirage. It's not always the cheapest to book through the official website, but it was on this occasion. And at the time of booking, if you've seen my video, it was £705 because the currency conversion rate was better months ago than it was now. So paid a wee bit more in the end for it, but it worked out, based on 4 sharing, £180 per person for a week. Now I only stayed there 5 days. The boys arrived on Saturday, and I arrived on the Monday, so I stayed there for 5 days. So, but I'll just split it by 4, makes it easier to understand the costing. So that was £180. Really good apartments, Hollywood Mirage. You might die walking up the hill. It's a total cardiac hill. Use the free courtesy bus on the way back up if you're near Las Vistas. Check out that video as well. Anyway, then we moved on to a 4-star hotel, which is very unusual for me. Very unusual. The GF Fanabe. A wee shout out to all the lovely people I met in the GF Fanabe, with a couple of drinks at night. Really good atmosphere in the hotel. Really nice vibe. Would I stay in the hotel again? Yes, but I did not rate the food. I was only there one night, so it's very hard to judge a hotel in one night, but I thought the breakfast and evening meal was pretty poor quality. I paid too much for this, but there was nothing else available. It was St Patrick's Day weekend. Prices were crazy everywhere. This was £145 for dinner, bed and breakfast. So it was nearly the same price for one night there than it was for a week in Hollywood Mirage because I was sharing with people. So it just shows you you can get some big savings if you're with groups, etc. But nice hotel, quiet area. Maybe we stay again, but I don't think I would bother booking the dinner again. Maybe I would to film it for you. Depends on the deal. You can get cheaper deals if you book this hotel in advance. So this wasn't a good deal. Book it in advance. Next, we moved on to the hostel in Los Cristianos. Now, although it was a hostel, the pension Playa hostel, brilliant location, right next to the fountain bar, the shark bar, Popeyes. Check out the wee video I done at the end. I met Colin from Col's place, and he was buying rocket fuel in there. Check that out as well. And pension Playa, it wasn't the normal room I get, which would be a single or a double room. This was called a loft apartment, although surprisingly it was not up the loft, it was not the top floor. The apartment was fine, pretty basic. I paid too much for it again, but again it was the cheapest in the area that night, £91. You could fit 2 or 3 people in it, so I suppose it's not too bad for the price. Had a private bathroom, so although it was a hostel, it had its own bathroom, and the location can't be beat. It's right on the beach nearly in Los Cristianos. So that was £91. Then we moved on to the cheapest hotel in Los Cristianos for the next night. One I've not stayed in before, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. The Hotel Andreas, or Andreas Hotel. This was booked through booking.com, so was the pension Playa, the previous one. They were the same price with a couple of other websites. There was no reason really to book through booking.com, it just was convenient for me. And I paid too much for this one as well. The rooms are tiny, there's no swimming pool, location's pretty good, close to everything in Los Cristianos, just round the corner from the church. And I paid £75 for the Hotel Andreas. So that was too much for that hotel. That hotel, in my opinion, is worth about £60 just in the location. Would I stay there again? Yes, but only if I couldn't find an apartment that was cheaper, because for the same price, £75, or sometimes even when you get that hotel for £65, quite often I'll be able to get an apartment up in the El Mirador strip, maybe the Christian Sur or the Beverly Hills, or even sometimes Hollywood Mirage for the same price. So you get a lot more room in an apartment, but you are up the hill, so pros and cons. So would I stay in it again? Only if it was the cheapest in the area. It's not worth the money, in my opinion, but the location's pretty good. So that was £75. So the total for all the accommodation for the hotels and the apartments was £491. If I add that on to the flights, which were £211.56, the grand total, wait for it, for 8 days, variety of apartments, Hollywood Mirage would be classed as 4-star apartments, GF Fanabe 4-star hotel, the other ones were really basic, pension Players like 1-star, Hotel Andreas is a 2-star, total price was £702.57. So not the cheapest, but not really, really expensive either. Let me know what you think in the comments. Was that a good deal? I think it wasn't too bad, to be fair. I'll leave a link to all the videos on the trip in the playlist here. Thanks so much for supporting them. I really, really appreciate it. I won't be back in Tenerife till later on in the year, probably in November, I would imagine. I'll miss it. I will miss it. But it's time to move on to different places. I'm just on Skyscanner as we speak, about to book flights to somewhere else. I don't know yet where I'm going to go. I'm thinking of doing a new destination, but I could go back to a couple of old favourites first of all, so I'm not sure yet. I'll wait and see. Keep an eye on YouTube, okay? And thanks for your support. If you're new to the channel, hit the wee subscribe button. It's down there somewhere. If you're on your TV, you can toggle along. You'll find the wee button that says subscribe. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost anything. There you go. 8 days, Tenerife. Prices, good and bad. Flight prices, a bit high, but definitely worth the money. The best place to go, especially in the winter. Can't beat Tenerife, can you? I will see you in Tenerife again in about 7 months, probably. 7 months, can you believe that? Oh, there'll be a lot of things changing. I'm taking a wee note of everything to film when I go back there. If you have any recommendations, let me know. And it's on to new places. Thanks for all support watching the videos. I can't do them without you. And catch me in the next country very, very soon. Maybe the next video we'll be doing the flight. I don't know if it'll be a cheapest flight video. Might not be. We'll wait and see. But we'll be somewhere else pretty soon. Thanks for watching.